thank you very much for being able for giving me the opportunity to share the content of the EUMeTrain program here with you. First, let me present myself. My name is Andreas Wirth. I'm working for the National Meteorological Service in Vienna. I'm based in Vienna. We have different regional services, but the main center is in Vienna. I started working in 1994, so a few years ago, and I became more and more involved in training, and I took over the EUMeTrain project in 2012, and that I think it was running for 4 or 5 years already when I took it over. So let me shortly tell you what EUMeTrain is. It's, as Mark already said, it's associated to EUMETSAT. It's funded by EUMETSAT. It's a training program that focuses on training forecasters, meteorologists in the field of satellite meteorology. That's our main focus. Yeah, we have different national meteorological services involved that change a little bit from time to time, but there's a core group, and this is Croatia. There's Finland, Germany, Portugal, Hungary, and Austria. And Austria is the lead of the project. You see here the webpage we have, eumetrain.org, in the title of the slide. If you go there, you can see the different activities and focal points that we work on. Our main interest is to provide training to forecasters. But not only forecasters, all other kinds of meteorologists are also trained by us, but our initial and core focus is forecasters. We produce training material that we have on in our library on the web page. You can access them from this page without any barrier, so you don't need to register, you don't need to pay for it. You just can go there and take our training material. We also organize courses in online form, and during the Corona, it was mainly in online form, but before and after, we have this face-to-face courses that is provided by our program and facilitated by the core team. As I already said, we have this homepage with the training resources library. All we produce is there, can be downloaded, can be viewed, can be, yeah, whatever you want to do. Partly we have it also on other platforms like YouTube or Moodle pages of EUMeTcal. So you will find them a little bit everywhere if you look for it. And we host also an online visualization tool for satellite data and that is combined with numerical data. We call it ePort. And this is a tool that is not so much focusing on operational services, but it's used for training. That means that there are no forecast data, but we have a long archive of past satellite data, past NWP data for analyzing interesting weather situations that happened in the past and use them for training. So what is our focus, or what is our target audience? We are especially looking for the young forecasters that start their career and want to learn more than what they have already learned at university, focusing especially on the needs they need in their job. So in the beginning of the career, people are eager to learn and want to know more about satellite meteorology. Then the right place is EUMeTrain. But we also welcome senior forecasters that are interested in satellite meteorology because technology is evolving, new products are appearing, and if they want to learn more about the new products, about the new technologies, about the new data that they get, then they can find some information on our webpage or in our courses. We also want to bring people together. We provide a platform for discussions. The online tools we use, WebEx, for example, is a very suited tool for that. We have presentations, we have discussions, and we have exchanges of ideas. We mainly focus on European forecasters with our courses, but we also have presenters from other regions, from Asia, from the States, from Africa. We do not exclude anyone. The drawback is, or the problem is, that there is a time shift for many other countries, Asia and especially the US, and then it's sometimes hard to join our online lectures. But since the training interventions are recorded, so it's not a problem for people from outside Europe to listen or to see what we did. Yeah, and our main focus is to provide training material, not only for forecasters, but also for trainers. So to use this multiplicator effect. So now let's go a little bit deeper into our activities. As I already said, we provide courses. Here is a snapshot of our library. We currently focus on the basics. We want to have a library that covers all the basics that are needed to have a deeper understanding in satellite meteorology. And here you can see 4 courses, but there are many more that can be performed by anybody who enters the web page without registration. You just go there. Some of them are redirected to a Moodle page where, of course, you need to register, because then your progress is monitored continuously. And you can also get a certificate if you need it. We provide webinars on various topics. We call them event weeks. They are presentations from topical experts on different topics, and you see some of them here that we recently had. MTG is upcoming, the new generation of geostationary satellites. We have had some presentations on the new data, but we have also we're focusing also on topics like heat waves or problematic areas, especially for geostationary satellites, like the high latitude areas, and many more. Yeah, and each of these presentations is followed by questions and answers by the presenters, and also discussions are welcome. So it's a meeting place for interested people. We provide weather briefings. We have a monthly weather briefing where forecasters, mainly young forecasters from weather offices, present the current weather and an additional topic on that was some remarkable weather event in the past months. And here is the last one from June this year, presented by Cecilia Wolf from the Finnish Meteorological Institute. Yeah, so we place these presentations on YouTube, and yeah, everybody can access them if you search on YouTube for our weather briefings. We have a lot of online material. Here also another snapshot from our webpage. We have interpretation guides, we have quick guides, recipes, how to create RGBs. We have SatManu, that is a satellite manual that collects all the conceptual models, which are features in the satellite image that you can see in the visible, infrared, or water vapor imagery, and that helps diagnosing the weather type, the weather phenomena on the surface, and is a kind of guide for the meteorologists to interpret satellite images. But we also have a textbook, for a school-like textbook for people that really want to know more about the basics in satellite meteorology. We have a training resources library on our webpage, which contains, as you can see on the left-hand side, kind of tool that helps you find out what you're looking for. We have more than 600 resources, and with the different keywords, you can go deeper in it and get a selection of the of the training material until you find, hopefully, what you're looking for. So, and I already mentioned ePort. We have this visualization tool that you can see here. It's a web mapping service that is currently hosted on a provider and will move during the summer on the European Weather Cloud, which is much more powerful. And currently we have an archive of 3 years data. And with the new system, we hope that we can at least host 5 years of data, which is really needed for training. So we can look for interesting weather cases and make a kind of hindcast, so telling people, look at the weather situation, look what happened here, combine that with the NWP data you have here in this box, and analyze the weather situation. So it's a merging of satellite data and NWP data that is very helpful for training. Another important part is collaboration. We intensely collaborate the trainers with the regional training programs like CMET, NOMEC, Baltic Plus, and DACH. These are regional meteorological training programs that address only a certain area in Europe, but we provide training material and we provide also teachers for these regional training groups. We have contributions from many NMS, not only from the project partners, but also from other projects, from other NMSs. From, as I told before, from Asia, we have contributions. We have contributions from the United States. So we get all the material and we publish it on our web page. We have a very intense collaboration with EUMeTcal. This is the European Training Association, not only for satellite meteorology, but for all meteorological aspects, and with WMO. And we share the common resources. And we recently have another project that is an EUMET from the Spanish Meteorological Institute, an initiative to produce videos for African forecasters. These short videos give some basic instructions on how to use satellite data and focus on satellite meteorology. So, and my last slide is the outlook for the next phase, because we are currently at the end of phase 4. This phase will end in September 2024. And we look forward to have a new 5 years phase that will start in October this year. And of course, we will continue with our work endorsing training, mainly on MTG, that will now appear and be available in all the forecasting offices, and also new satellite sensors. For example, the new Polar Satellite program from EUMETSAT. Our focus is in the last years more on the asynchronous training, but we will not, that means asynchronous training is this self-paced learning modules that I have shown previously, and they are hosted on a Moodle page, but we will not neglect our classroom trainings and face-to-face trainings in the future. And our topics, as it's mentioned here, is land forecasting and marine forecasting. So this was a very short introduction to our program from my side, and I'm happy if you have any questions. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much indeed, Andreas. Thank you, thank you. If people have got questions, we're not so many, so if you want to raise your hand or grab the mic and shout out, that would be completely fine. Questions for Andreas, please. I have to decide. The problem is I work with you too much, Andreas, so all my questions are far too technical.
I'm happy for any questions.
I'm really interested to hear, because it's a really nice example of what we're doing inside meteorology. But here we have a much wider audience, so I'd love to hear some of your reflections on what you've heard.
Sorry, my reflections on?
I'd love to hear everyone's reflections on what they heard from you. So, yes. Martina, yes, please.
Yeah, maybe, thank you. Maybe I will start. Yeah, it's really impressive. So more than 600 resources. Congratulations on that. And my question is, as I'm also involved in reskilling, upskilling initiatives in Europe Space for Geo, is whether you also try to engage and attract young forecasters. So I mean younger than students or postgraduates. Or do you also approach, or do you have any strategies on that, how to attract young people or young pupils to in the future study meteorology, for example?
Well, my experience is the young people come from themselves. We don't not really have to be active to attract them. They are interested and they are eager to absorb every information they get. But yes, we have also a strategy when we have courses where people have to apply. We ask them to give a short background and a motivation, and we also want to see what is the reason why people apply to our courses, and we see in what stage of the career they are. And since our courses are most of the time overwhelmed by applications, we can do a selection and focus on the younger ones that need more the training than the senior forecasters. I hope this answers your question, at least partly.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Any other questions for Andreas?
But I think in our discussions, if I have the possibility to mention that, it's always good to have a mixture of young people and older people with more experience. So it's always good also in courses to have a grouping of not only young people together, but mix them with more experienced people, so that there can be a transfer of knowledge.
Do you have any other lessons learned after already 4th phase of your project, how to prepare a successful training program or training?
Well, it's a very general question. Yes, we have especially during the Corona period, where we have moved to everything online. We have also seen that the people became more and more used to use these online training tools, which was before Corona a bit difficult, also from the technical side. That improved a lot during the last years. I think the people, also, and especially the young ones, are very used to use these online training tools, to communicate online, to use this forum. Yes, it's good. Nevertheless, when you have such a course, and in this course we have also forum that are used to motivate people. Use the forum, so ask them questions, motivate them, give some examples, give something to do. There must always be some inputs from the facilitators or from the trainers, and then once this is going on, then it runs from alone. But these online tools that have been developed in the last years are very, very good for online training. That's my experience.
Yeah, Daniel, please.
Do you have, I apologize, I may have joined 6 minutes into your talk. Do you have a segmented approach to your training? In other words, do you have introductory, intermediate, advanced? And secondly, where do your trainees go? I'm not sure how long you've been doing it, but I want to know how do you measure your success, the success of your training?
That's a good question. Yes. We have different levels of our training. We have basic and more advanced training, and we do communicate that at the beginning. So for every training we offer, we clearly say what is the aim of the training, what skills have to be brought, and what skills will be learned at the end of the course, or what will be acquired at the end of the course. So yes, this is something that we address. We have trainings where the success is not monitored, and we have trainings where the success is monitored. This depends on the course or on the training intervention. Both is available, yes. It's done.
I've just posted in the chat if you want to have a look now for the EUMeTrain site. Terry asks in the chat, hi Terry, do you have analytics about your training? And if it's the case, what is the percentage of youth or younger people?
Yes, we have, for every training intervention that we do, we have a report that we do where we see how many people joined the training, how many successfully finished the course. Depends on the course, of course, but usually for any training intervention, there is a report by the organizers at the end of the course, which sees.
I don't think are you capturing sort of age brackets in your reporting?
What do you mean by age brackets? I don't.
So which ones are younger than 21? Which ones are between 21 and 30? Which ones are being 30 to 31, 35? Or
no, we usually don't do that. No.
Yeah. No. So I think from EUMeTrain we know it sort of intuitively, because we know that quite a lot of the people there, they tend to be early on in their meteorological career type ages.
Usually there are younger people that join the courses, but we have also older people. But the crucial point is that we have to have a good mixture of both in our course.
All right. Thank you very much, Andreas. If people have more questions for Andreas, please do drop them in the chat.
My email address is in the first slide.
Perfect.
I don't know if it will be shared, but I'm happy with it. So you can contact me if you want further details.